What is the relationship between an accountant and HMRC? The relationship between an accountant and HMRC has two main elements, in essence. Firstly, sorting out the queries, and secondly, protecting you, the business owner, and of course your business. Now let's look at the first of these, sorting tax queries. Right, whether it's from income tax, national insurance, corporation tax, PAYE, that's payroll to you and I, VAT, arising from time to time. It is quite normal, unfortunately. They arise for any manner of reasons, such as, has an application form been received by HMRC? When will a tax refund be processed? Correct an incorrect tax code? Or has a tax payment been set against the correct tax period? Most business owners I've spoken to over the years absolutely dread speaking to HMRC. The very thought of them having to pick up the phone to them gets them completely in a hot sweat and all stressed out. A good accountant should be able to take a lot of this stress away. The reason being is that they should already have applied to have become the authorised agent for all the taxes which apply to their client's business. Now this has got two big benefits to the business owner. Firstly, the accountant can then speak directly to HMRC on the business owner's behalf so that they don't have to. And secondly, the accountant can call HMRC on a dedicated line just for authorised agents, which means a lot less time hanging around. It also means that the queries should be quickly resolved, meaning that the business owner can stop worrying and get back to focusing on their business. Now, let's look at the second element of that relationship, protecting both the business and the business owner. Now, a good accountant should leave no stone unturned when it comes to saving someone's tax, so that you end up paying not a penny more than you are legally obliged to pay. Now, however, a good accountant should also be there to protect you from HMRC. The reason for this is quite simply that HMRC tax inspectors have a remit to collect as much tax as possible from businesses and business owners. And one way they do this is by carrying out what's called an aspect inquiry. To you and I, that basically means a tax inspection. This essentially involves the tax inspector reviewing and checking the expenses that have been claimed by the business to reduce their tax bill. You can guarantee that they will be looking through the accounting records on the hunt for any errors or mistakes. Anything they will find will ultimately leave the business owner with a tax bill. The tax inspector won't stop there. They'll be looking to boost the tax collected by imposing penalties, which could be as high as 100% of the tax owed. Oh, and let's not forget interest on top. Quite simply, the amount of tax owed could quickly add up to a huge amount of money, which could just force that business into liquidation and close the doors. The impact to the business owner of a tax inspection isn't just financial. Oh no. Not knowing what will happen means that it's an extremely worrying and stressful time for the business owner whilst it's live and ongoing. The quicker it's closed down, the better. Unsurprisingly, this is extremely worrying for any business owner, but a good accountant can help in three ways. Firstly, they can try to minimise the risk of that tax inspection. For example, by making sure all the accounts and tax returns are filed on time. Secondly, in the event of an inspection, the accountant will be there to sit with you during the inspection itself to support and help and make it less scary. And they'll be able to speak to the inspector, and they will do as much as possible. So basically, you don't have to. They'll also be able to deal with the correspondence and follow-up afterwards to get that tax inspection closed down as quickly as possible. Oh, and thirdly, to make sure that the business keeps good accounting records and any expenditure which can't be claimed is disallowed. After all, you're not the expert. The name of the game is to reassess and assure that the inspector, that you've done everything that's properly and correctly and there's been no underpayment of tax. But having an accountant with one eye on protection should dramatically reduce the impact of that tax inspection, should one happen. Quite simply, the accountant can save the business owner a huge amount of time, money and stress.